A personal philosophy that I think has become one of the most important philosophies in my life that I live by is the adage that the greatest spiritual battle that you will ever be involved in is the one for your mind. Proverbs 23 verse 7 says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." This statement permeates every aspect of our life. It basically says that you are your thoughts, which makes this a very interesting or important statement. It means that I have the ability to think myself into a problem or think myself out of a problem. Yesterday, I'm in a telephonic conversation with a colleague of mine, and I don't like what she tells me. I now have the ability to think myself into a very negative situation, or I can train my thoughts, I can manage them, I can lead them to reflect reality as they are. Now, if you're anybody like I am, I'm a glass half empty guy. And this is quite a large struggle for me. It doesn't come naturally to lead or manage my thoughts. And it's something that I had to learn to do because of very difficult circumstances that I've placed myself, or maybe thought myself, into. The wonderful thing about this is, once again, if you put in the effort, you are able to grow this. God has created us in a way that we aren't as we originally were created or left. We often hear people say, "I am who I am. This is the way I am and I cannot change," which is a lie. God created us to change, to grow. So, if it is important to lead your thoughts, if it's important to capture your thoughts and to manage them, how do you do that? First of all, and most important of all, is take responsibility for your thoughts. You are the only person who can lead yourself. You are the only person who is in complete control of yourself. That's the only person that you will ever be able to control. Take responsibility for your thoughts. Number 2, learn to stop your thoughts. Be aware of what you are thinking. Be aware of what you are feeling. I often find myself in a scenario where my wife asks me, "Honey, what are you thinking?" Obviously, my reply is nothing. I'm a man. Duh. We don't think of everything or anything the whole day long, which is obviously not true. We're always thinking. So, in learning to stop your thoughts, you have to become aware of what they are. You have to become aware of the video that's playing in your head. You start with one thought, that takes you to a next thought, that takes you to a next thought, that takes you to a next thought, that takes you to an ultimate conclusion of either being happy or in a rut or anything negative or positive for that matter. Number 3, be aware of negative thoughts. Be aware of areas where, I want to say, they come a little more natural than in other areas. We all have blind spots. We all have brokenness that we have to work at. And often that blind spot or brokenness is an easy spot for us to have negative thoughts. What I've learned to do, or let's rather say what I've realized, is that as I'm wearing glasses, my thoughts become my filter. They determine what I see. They determine how I think. And I can change them. I can change them by getting a new perspective. What I've learned to do is to ask for a second or a third opinion. Is my way of thinking about this subject correct? So if I had to replay the conversation between myself and my colleague yesterday and ask my wife, "Do you think I'm right in reacting the way I am?" I have the ability to learn from her input and to change my perspective. I can identify the negative thought and stop it. You see, behind every negative thought potentially lies a lie. No, let me put that a different way. I believe behind every negative thought is a lie. And the question is, what is that lie? What is that lie that I'm believing? In the conversation, once again, the lie I believe is that she's being spiteful. She doesn't like me. I have no actual information to substantiate that train of thought. So now I've identified the lie. I have to change that lie by realizing the truth. Or maybe more than realizing the truth, I have to ingrain the truth in my way of thinking. I have to find the truth. And maybe that leads to a different conversation with my colleague, if it's necessary. But the truth truly changes our way of thinking. The truth sets us free. It changes the negative thoughts and it allows us to capture it, to change our perspectives. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Do not allow your thoughts to change your character. Do not allow your thoughts to capture you in such a way that you live a negative life. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.